Good day, class. Welcome to Res 11, Methods of Research. We are still here at Unit 2, writing the Chapter 1 of your proposal. In this video, we will talk about the significance of the study and why do we write this part of the research, what's the importance of this part, and how do we write this part. Actually, 1.7 of your chapter 1, significance of the study, is the second to the last part of your introduction, chapter 1. So remember when you were looking for a topic, you were actually looking at gaps and problems, something you don't have a ready answer. And also when you evaluated your research problems, there is a criteria for the impact or significance of the study. So what is this research for? So for who and what? So the significance of the study is the part that explains why your research is needed. It's a justification of the importance of your work and impact it has on your research field. So its contribution to a new knowledge and how others will benefit from it. So this is an example of the significance of the study of the given sample template to you. So significance of the study, there's a short narrative. It tells you the objective of the study. And it tells you the last part here is the concepts and findings incorporated in this study are beneficial to the following. So you will see here that you have agencies or people who will benefit from your results. And then it will tell you specifically how they will be benefiting from your study results. A frequently asked question in this part of chapter 1 is the rationale and significance of the study the same? So the significance of the study is also known as the rationale of your study. So the rationale and significance are the same. There are some formats where there is a part of rationale and significance, then end users and or beneficiaries. So depending on where you will be submitting your proposals, they require different formats. It could be rationale of the study or significance of the study, or it could be benefits or benefits, end user benefits, or beneficiaries. So in this, the rationale actually entails a larger perspective or a general objective or the benefit of your general objective or what we call the macro significance. And in here, we do not enumerate the end users. And since we already have part of that here at the macro part. So we don't say that it's beneficial to your DOH, to City Health Office, things like that. But for our college format, the significance of the study actually looks at both the macro significance and the micro significance, where you need to enumerate the beneficiaries and the benefit they can give with the contribution of your research results. So that's simply the rationale and significance of the study. So why is the significance of the study important? So I really actually don't have to reiterate this part, but the significance of the study is important to convey to the reader of your paper or of your proposal why the research work is important. So it doesn't matter if the research is as simple as describing or comparing something. What matters is the impact of the study to many. So it could be as highfalutin as experimental and lots of money was used in doing that research. But if the impact is so little, mas okay pa yung very simple lang. You just describe what is happening and it is a better research compared to the other one. For example, no pandemic, COVID time. So what research is actually of bigger impact to many? That is about anything about COVID. At that time, for example, research on mental health research on new drugs for cough, for example, is not that impactful to everyone. So that's the difference. And this is what your panelists will be assessing in your proposals. What's the significance of the study? So you need to give importance also in writing your significance of the study, because this is a big effect for your approval of your study. Even in joining thesis competitions, this is one important factor, the significance of the study. So in our case, most of our proposals for your faculty members are funded, even though it's as simple as assessment of, because of the big impact of the study. So for example, this paper, the assessment of the common health and social problems of the residents in the core shelters of Tuguegarao City, Cagayan, Philippines. This is, I think, familiar to all of you because our adopted barangay is the Anafunan is, and you are doing lots of health promotion activities in the core shelters of Tuguegarao City. But actually, the root study for that is this one, the assessment of common health and social problems of the residents in the core shelters of Tuguegarao City, Cagayan. So it's as simple as assessment, but it is funded because of the impact of this study to many. So this is where other studies and other projects sprouted from. Another is this study, heavy metals concentration of roadside soils and plants in Tuguegarao City, Cagayan Valley. This is descriptive analytical. It's not even experimental itself, but the impact of it is looking at the importance of being near the roadside for in terms of heavy metal concentration, because many people are not aware about heavy metals being accumulated in the soil and plants in Tuguegarao City. So how do we write this part? So when writing this section, first you think about the statement of the problem. So what are the benefits or advantages of the study based on the statement of the problem? So you first review your statement of the objective or problem. So for example, your general objective is to determine the prevalence of non-fully immunized children in the mothers of mothers, indigenous mothers. So, what are the benefits of this? So what and who cares about non-fully immunized children? So why does this research in this area matter? Why is it important to do research involving indigenous peoples? Why is it important to do research involving childhood vaccination? So then looking at advantages, how does this benefit people? What will happen if I do determine the prevalence of non-fully immunized children? Is there a practical problem addressed by the research? Do we really have problems in terms of non-fully immunized children of indigenous groups? Next is you also look at your specific objectives. So how will your research be an advance? How is this a logical next step? What new knowledge will result? Does it fill a gap in your research to date? How will this knowledge be applicable? And where is this line of research going? Where might it live? So next part or next step is write your introductory paragraph and consider the following. Why, what, where, when, who, and how. Or write your overall significance. So why does this research in this area matter? Why are you doing the research? What? Is there a practical problem addressed by the research? Or so what? and who cares, and how does this benefit people? So a very short introduction to this part of the research is needed. So the introduction section within your significance of the study should include you writing the problem statement and explaining to the reader where the gap in the literature is. So this part actually contains the beneficiaries of the research and be guided by the statement of the problem, the general and the specific statements, do a one-on-one correspondence in terms of macro significance and micro significance. So this is an example of the significance of the study of the sample study we had with DOH for the non-fully immunized children. So this research in general will study the knowledge and attitude of mothers on vaccination and its implication to the prevalence of non-fully immunized children within the indigenous peoples of Cagayan. So this is specific already. In particular, this will recognize the reasons of non-fully immunized children within the indigenous people community, and this will identify relevant problems, gaps, or shortcomings that require improvement or stimulate for change. So this is an overall significance, and this is simply an introductory paragraph within your significance of the study. Then in your ref and write, you can also have phrases for your significance of the study, or here you will see benefits of your research. So a third step in writing your significance of the study is writing your beneficiaries. So this is a enumeration of the beneficiaries which depends on the position or authority. So for example, you have two types, hierarchical style and those according to importance. So for example, for your hierarchical style, you have your DepEd officials first here, and then you have your teachers, and then students. There's a hierarchy. So from the top to bottom. But according to importance, it could be that you can enumerate the beneficiaries based from those who will benefit her most, or based from most benefited to the least benefited. So degree of significance to them, for example, students will benefit most, followed by your teachers and then your DepEd officials. So you can write your beneficiaries from general to specific and look at the research gap or research problem. So deductive approach or inverted pyramid approach. So you can start with society as a whole. Then think about the significance of your research and thesis study from two perspectives. So first is, what is the general contribution of your research on your field as like public health workers? And number two, what specific contribution have you made to the knowledge and who does this benefit most? So for example, the gap in the knowledge may be that the benefits of dumbbell exercises for patients recovering with a broken arm are not fully understood. So you may have performed a study investigating the impact of dumbbell training in patients with fractures versus those that did not perform exercises and shown their to be a benefit in their use. So the broad significance of the study would be the improvement in the understanding of the effect of your physiotherapy methods. So your specific contribution has been to show a significant improvement in the rate of recovery in patients with broken arms when performing certain dumbbell exercise routines. So you need to be specific, the contribution of your study to the groups of people, and you make it short and simple. So be specific. We mean here that this should not be a beauty pageant answer or uh, for the piece of everyone answer. It should be very specific to your beneficiaries only. So an example of this study part with beneficiaries, the results of the study will be beneficial to the following. So this follows according to importance. So it is important to the members of the indigenous communities. It is important to Department of Health. It is important to the NCIP, important to the LGU, important to NEDA, important to Cagayan State University, and important to the researchers. So you can pause this PowerPoint video and look at the uh, narratives after this. For example, how will your members of indigenous communities benefit from the study results? So members of indigenous communities, as they will be understood as to gaps and actual problems relative to poor vaccination coverage, from where health and extension programs will be proposed for them. And this will ascertain self-reliance and protection of their communities during times of epidemic and health crisis. So next part here is again to combine and rewrite. So remember we first started writing the introductory paragraph and the beneficiaries. So you just put them together. A frequently asked question at this part is how long should this part be? It's usually 1 to 2 pages, and this statement should be no more than 500 words in length when written for a thesis, and within a research paper, the statement should be shorter and around 200 words at most. So in paragraph form, you need to cite your beneficiaries. For example, you have lots of examples a while ago. You can put their teachers, teacher trainers, educators, curriculum developers, textbook writers, officials of the school, division, region, central office, and policy makers. These are specifically for education researches. And for each beneficiary group, you need to specifically describe how it will benefit from the findings or results of your study. And usually there's no need to cite students because it's already understood to benefit from that they benefit from the research and they are not in a position to implement programs, projects, or recommendations for the study. So for your activity 2.7, write the significance of the study of your chapter 1 or of your proposal. So in summary, we talked about the significance of the study, why it is important, and how we write this part of your chapter 1. So that's it for 1.7. Thanks for watching.